spring training as David Dombrowski did, and you have the best players on the planet in Miggy and Verlander, Prince Fielder, Jackson, a stellar year, but the pitching was extraordinary in the series. They had several guys step up from an offensive standpoint. They just simply outplayed the Yankees.
The pitching was extraordinary in this series, and Max Scherzer epitomized that this afternoon. He was the key today in Game 4, and boy, did he deliver. The celebration, as we mentioned, well underway at Comerica Park, and John Keating is with Max as we send you down to the field.
Yes. All right, with one of the heroes of the day, Max Scherzer, congratulations. Can you put this feeling into some perspective for us?
You can't, because it's the best. This is what we work for. This is what we trained so hard for, is to get to this moment. And for us to be able to, when we have a chance to go to the World Series, play our best baseball of the year, there's nothing like it.
How did you think you did today on the big stage with a chance to clinch?
I did great. We scored early, and I was able to come out and put zeros up, and kind of keep the momentum on our side. I thought that was huge for our team, our offense to be able to keep piling on runs. So anytime I can keep them to one run, I'm always doing something good.
Is it absolute agony waiting in the dugout for this game to end with so much on the line?
Not so much. Not when we have a lead like that and with our pen. I knew they were going to come up huge, and they did. And we all believe in each other.
How's this party going to be in the clubhouse in a matter of
it's going to be one freaking big party.
Congratulations. There's Max Scherzer wearing the big smile here at Comerica, Mick.
All right, John, thank you. Max Scherzer is today's Arby's player of the game. 5 2/3. It gives up just 2 hits, struck out 10 in his 2 starts in the postseason. Stellar. Gave up just 5 hits and struck out 18. Had 231 Ks during the regular season, and he was mowing Yankees this afternoon. And Rod, Craig, Scherzer held up what the Tigers pitchers had done through the first part of these playoffs today, and then some. Get this, Tiger starters held their opponents to a 144 average so far in the playoffs. That's the lowest in postseason history.
That is absolutely ridiculous. But let's talk about Max Scherzer for the most part here today. He has just been tremendous, and those are some of the numbers that you're talking about. Yeah. Detroit Tigers, opponents batting average 144 in the 2012 season, one of the best in the history of the game. That's mind-boggling.
And when you think about what Max did today, and there were so many questions about the shoulder, the ankle, wasn't 100% healthy today, but you wouldn't have known it by looking at him.
That was a lot of people that were questioning before the game today. Was he really healthy? Did the Tigers kind of baby him down the stretch? But I kind of like the way that Max started out the game today. He started out with a lot of fastballs. He wanted to make sure the Yankees knew that he had his really good heater. The first.
How can they top it in Game 4? Max Scherzer, Phil Koch, 2 hits against the Yankees to close it out, 10 strikeouts. What did you have going so well tonight?
I really had my changeup and my slider going. When I can combine that with my fastball, that's what makes me effective. And G-Money behind the plate tonight, calling that great game, and everything he threw down, I executed.
Some people wondered about the rainout. What it did was it gave Phil Koch an extra day of rest for your 3rd consecutive save, last 3 games. How has your life changed in the past week?
Oh man, it hasn't really changed. It's been really fun though. It's been a blast. I couldn't ask for a better opportunity to have us go to the World Series, have a chance to participate and do the best job I could for our team and get this dude to win.
Obviously a team effort, but you did it for this whole city of Detroit and all of Michigan. What's it mean to share this moment with the fans?
Oh, it's awesome because tonight they came out with the most energy I've ever seen here in Comerica. And so for them to bring that type of energy from the 1st all the way to the 9th, there's nothing like it for to be able to clinch it here and be able to go to the World Series here in Detroit.
You got other things to do. You got to go up, get a trophy. Go have fun. Back up you, DJ.
Yeah, thank you, Craig. That's what 42,000 plus standing room only have been waiting to do here, and we're going to send it down to Matt Weiner. Matt.
Congratulations, Detroit. I'm Matt Weiner from CBS, and we are here to make the Detroit Tigers' 11th American League Championship official. Here with us are Tiger manager Jim Leyland, the owner of the Tigers, Mike Ilitch, and President, CEO, and General Manager Dave Dombrowski. Here to present the American League Championship Trophy, Honorary American League President Jackie Autry.
Thank you, Matt. It's a real pleasure to be here again. I was here in 2006. It was drizzling. This time I wore boots just to be on the safe side. Now, I'm counting on this club to beat the National League, and if they have to beat... Because as league president, my record has been destroyed for the last 3 years, and I want to right the ship. So, Mike, Dave, you've put a great team together. Jim has managed extraordinarily well, and I'm very proud to present to you this year's American League Championship trophy.
Mike Ilitch, let me start with you. As the fireworks are set off here at Comerica Park. You wanted this for yourself, for your team, and for this city. You green-lighted the Prince Fielder deal. What does it mean to you to be standing here tonight?
It's a big thrill, but my fans, 3 million, my fans, you pump my players up.
A couple of minutes ago, I saw Justin Verlander walk over here and give you a fist pump. These players work for you. They also play for you. How gratifying is that?
I got a great bunch. We don't have one hot dog in the bunch. They're all good guys. They're humble, they're down to earth. They appreciate the fans to no end. And I couldn't be happier between, you know, the Red Wings and the Tigers, but the Tigers are something special.
Mike Ilitch. Dave Dombrowski, 1 month ago today, this team was 3 games back in the AL Central. Tonight you sit here as AL champions. How did you get here from there?
Well, our players have just put forth an effort here down the stretch. It's been phenomenal. The support once we got going here, with Jim's leadership and the rest of the staff, we've got on a good roll, and we had said all along about a month ago that we had a chance to make it a very special season still, and we still do. It's here, but we still want 4 more.
Last year you added Doug Fister at the trade deadline. This year was Anibal Sanchez. And in this postseason, your starters have been almost unhittable. When did you know that you had a team capable of doing what you've done here today?
Well, we've had a solid club all year, and we are waiting for it to gel. But our starting pitching has phenomenal talent. And through the recommendations of our scouts and our player development people, and all of a sudden you see these guys gel at this time. They've all got quality stuff. We're riding them right now, and we hope we can continue to do that.
How about the leadership of your manager, Jim Leyland, who is on his way to his 3rd World Series?
He is the best manager in baseball right there. That's what you can say.
Dave Dombrowski, everyone. Jim, 3rd time around now. What does it mean to you to be headed back to a World Series?
Well, I think first of all, we're blessed with an owner and a family that has done unbelievable things for the city of Detroit, and even more unbelievable things for the Detroit Tigers. But as always, this goes out to the players. They're the guys that win the games. They're the guys that pay the price. And then finally, let me thank the 3 million plus that came to watch us this year that never lost the faith. Thank you very much.
Jim, your starters in this series, 27 1/3 innings, 2 earned runs. What impressed you most about those 4?
Well, we're going to have to talk about those 2 earned runs. I can tell you that. No, I think obviously they did a tremendous job. And I also want to credit Jeff Jones, our pitching coach, who prepared them and did a great job in having them ready to pitch. But at the end of the day, they pitched unbelievable. We have an outstanding staff as well as an outstanding bullpen. And as always, it's a combination of things from the video guys, the clubhouse guys, the coaches, the fans, the people that never get any credit to work up in the office. We're one big happy family here, and I'm glad I'm part of it.
Six years ago, you had nearly a week to prepare for the World Series, and that didn't go your way. You have some time now as well. What changes, if any, will you make in terms of preparation?
Well, we have a plan in place that we haven't talked to anybody about because we didn't want to put the cart before the horse. But we do have a plan. I'm not going to disclose it right now. But we won't be sitting around for 5-6 days doing nothing like we had to last time. So we'll be prepared.
And a little extra time to celebrate.
Well, this is a great night to celebrate. And everybody, including me, don't drink and drive, including me.
Jim Leland, everyone. Yes, Dave.
I just want to say, as a family, as an organization, we're very blessed with Mr. I as our owner, and as a front office that's absolutely outstanding from every aspect. But the family atmosphere here, as I look today, I'm looking right to my right now, and today's winning pitcher with his family, which had an extremely difficult time this year with some personal things, and to see Max Scherzer with the victory tonight, I can't think of a better feeling for their family and their parents. And I just want to tip my cap to them and to their family.
Well said. Jackie Autry is still up here with one more trophy to hand out. It goes to the MVP of the American League Championship Series.
There's no question in my mind that Detroit is a class act and a class club. The man that is winning the MVP award this year is also a class act, and that's Delmon Young. Delmon led the Tigers in runs batted in during the ALCS. He had key hits throughout the series, and he is a Tigers all-time 7 career home runs in the postseason. Delmon, congratulations.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but you drove in as many runs as the Yankees scored in this series.
I didn't know that, but that was thanks to our starting pitchers. They carried us the whole playoff so far, making it easy on the offense by putting up zeros on the board.
What is it about your approach, your demeanor, that allows you to come up with so many big hits in the postseason?
I have no clue. You know, I need to figure it out for the season too.
You got a little time here for the World Series. How do you plan on spending it?
We're going to celebrate with the team tonight. I don't know what Skip has planned for us, but stay focused and get our work in.
How did you overcome the lead in the first place and wind up headed to the World Series from where you were?
From the front office all the way down to the last scout, you know, everyone works hard. Skip just told us to keep battling, and by the end of the season, we should be on top if we win.
And what was the message from Jim Leland along the way?
Just keep grinding.
2012 ALCS MVP Delmon Young. Congratulations. And congratulations to the Tigers and to the city of Detroit. We'll send it back upstairs to Ernie Johnson.
All right, the celebration continues for the Detroit Tigers, and boy, do you get what a profound sense of family is in this organization as they celebrate a moment like this.
Well, that was the whole thing, is that when you have these towns like Detroit just itching for their team to get back to the World Series, you really see that it's from top to bottom. The fans are included, the city's included, and that's not like it is at every place. So it was nice to see the kind words by everyone in the organization.
Yeah, no doubt the city has gone through a tough.
I want to get it done today. We don't want to let them linger. They're a great ball club. We don't want to sleep on them and let them stick around. So we wanted to get it done today, and that's what we did.
Describe your plans for the rest of the night to me.
Man, celebrating with the fam, picking my boy up and not putting him down. I can't wait, man.
All right. Thanks a lot for this, Quentin, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Quentin Berry, a part of your World Series-bound Detroit Tigers, and the celebration right here on the field at Comerica Park, Mickey.
All right, Trevor, thank you very much. Up next, the interviews continue to pour in from Comerica. We'll hear from Phil Koch. That will be fun. The skipper on deck as well. His conversation with John Keating when Tigers Live continues right after this.
World Series bound!
Yes, they are. For the first time since 2006 and the 11th time in franchise history, the Tigers are headed to the Fall Classic. By the way, Pistons basketball coming up as soon as we're done here on Tigers Live. But your Detroit Tigers, as we mentioned, World Series bound for the second time in 7 seasons under manager Jim Leyland. They won 88 games during the regular season. Jim figured it would take 90 to 95 to win the division. He said from the start this team had a chance to be real good. And if they got into the playoffs, he liked their chances. The Tigers have now won 2 division titles, made 3 playoff appearances, and won 2 American League pennants under Leyland in 7 years. It has simply been one of the most successful eras in franchise history. A World Series is all that's left. And then maybe Tigers fans will begrudgingly acknowledge Leyland knows what he's doing. Now he knows what he's doing. He's answering questions about playing for another world title with John Keating.
All right, you're an emotional guy. You're trying to catch your breath after this one.
Yeah, I had a lot of cigarettes during this one, so. But it's great. It's great for the crowd. They've been with us all year. You know, there's nothing like Tiger fans. They supported us so good through thick and thin. And it's been a tough year for everybody. We took some pretty good beatings, but
look around at all these people who have lived and died with your team all season long, and you hear the chants. That has to make you feel absolutely sensational.
Yeah, I lived and died with it too. So you know, it's a great feeling. It's an exciting night for Detroit. I'm really happy for Mr. Illich, Dave Dombrowski, and like I say, most of all the fans.
And your team was toughened up by some of the bumps along the way, and now you can appreciate this moment that much more?
Well, like I said, we can take a punch.
Congratulations, Skip. There's Jim Leyland. It's tough for him to find the words right now, but there'll be more words coming up in the Tigers clubhouse, Mick.
All right, John, thank you very much. Well, of course, legends are born in October. You've heard that somewhere. So welcome to the world, Phil Koch. He came out of the Tigers bullpen to pitch 7 1/3 of scoreless playoff baseball. 0 runs allowed. His opponents hit just 154 off him. And he also came up with 2 huge saves when there were a lot of questions about the back end of that Tigers bullpen after Game 2 of this series. Right now, we go back to Comerica Park. Trevor Thompson with the Tigers' star reliever.
Mickey, the man to my right, got some really, really big outs in this series and got the final out here in Game 4, and his Tigers are now bound for the World Series after beating your old team, the Yankees. How good does this feel for you, Phil?
Aside from the fact that I've already pretty much lost my voice, incredible. Incredible. I mean, so awesome. What a feeling. Oh, my God.
There were a lot of home runs tonight, a lot of big outs, including the final one. What's the highlight of tonight's game for you?
The woman walking over here right now to give me a hug. My wife.
Just talk about that. How important is the family in a situation like this, in a season like this, where you guys have to do what you have to do? You're away so much. How much do they play into what happens for you guys as players?
They're amazing. I mean, for them to go through what they go through with us being gone as much as we are, and to be as supportive of us as they are, and you know, no matter what, win or lose, they're there for us. We go home, and they're the ones that are the rocks and picking us up when we've had a bad day at the office. So, I mean, I couldn't be happier, man.
Despite how well you guys played in this series, all the talk seemed to surround what was going on with the Yankees. Do you guys mind that? Do you think you got your due in this series or all season long?
You tell me. Did we get our due?
To me, no, but I'm wondering what the players think.
Hey, 6-1, half dozen the other. We're going to the World Series, man.
How much are you looking forward to that?
I can't put it into words. I can't put it into words partly because I can't talk.
Phil, you got some big outs yourself in this series. Is there one that sticks out in your mind?
All of them. Every single one of them. Just having the skipper have that kind of confidence in me, putting the ball in my hand and trusting me with it and letting me do my job and giving us a shot to go.
Max Scherzer gets the win today. Give me a thought on what he did today before I let you go.
Unbelievable. Max has been amazing all season. He's been incredible for us, and it couldn't happen to a better guy.
Enjoy the celebration, Phil.
Thank you, will do.
There's Phil Koch. Gets the final out here this evening. Mickey, back to you inside the studio.
All right, Trevor, thank you very much. Oh, there you go. There's a great moment for the Kochs celebrating with their brand new baby girl. And guys, you know, we talked about the pitching so far, but we knew eventually the hitting would come through in this series. And I want to take you for a moment back to our pregame conversation because my esteemed colleague Rod Allen had a bit of a premonition about what might take place in this game. Here, take a look. This is from earlier today.
The Yankees, they are absolutely in turmoil right now. CC, as good as he is, Miguel Cabrera hitting nearly 400 against him. Prince Fielder well over 350. I have one of the two circling the pillows today.
Oh, I like the way you guys are thinking. What do you know?
Yeah.
For the first time in these playoffs, Miguel Cabrera goes yard. You were prophetic, my friend.
Well, I'm going to go get a lottery ticket when we get out of here if I can still get one. But that's why they have me in the Call Sam studio, so I can do some things like that. You know why I'm here.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Exactly.
Uncanny, see.
He went into his crystal ball, you know, and pulled that one out. That's just pure luck right there.
Okay.
Well, you did go with Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder. Pretty good chance there. Come on.
You're just hating now.
If you'd have said Gerald Lair would have hit 2 home runs today, then we would have been on to something. Hey, it's all good. It's a great celebration underway at Comerica Park, and we will continue to bring it to you here on Tigers Live. Much more on the way from John Keating, Mario Pemba, and Trevor Thompson as the Detroit Tigers are World Series bound following an 8-1 whooping of the Yankees today in Game 4. We're flowing in from all around the Motor City, and what can you say? Carl Kuhn, sweep! Tigers, well played, Detroit. Absolutely, we agree. And Derek Rice sums it up pretty well as well. See you in the World Series. Yes, we will, against a team yet to be determined, but we know it's down to the Cardinals and the Giants. Tigers, of course, will enjoy a day off tomorrow. All of them will, and so will we. But Doug Fister gets a day off as well. He was scheduled to be your Game 5 starter, but now he can just relax and enjoy the party, and he's doing so as we send you back to the ballpark in Mario and Pemba.
All right, Mick, thanks very much. Doug Fister has been an incredible part of this Tigers starting rotation. And really, Doug, when you look at what the starters have done as a whole in the postseason, your ERAs have been 1, just a shade over 1. Is it incredible to think about as a staff what you guys have done this year?
You know, the best part about it is we're taking it one pitch at a time, one game at a time. Guys aren't getting ahead of ourselves. We know we're going out there, what we got to do. And the best thing is we're playing as a team. I mean, guys like this, we were all huddled up together. Everybody's hugging and I mean, crying together, and it's just a team atmosphere. I mean, this is incredible.
You came to this ball club last year. You got to the playoffs last season, fell a little bit short against the Texas Rangers. Now you've taken the next step. What has your experience been like here in Detroit?
Man, this is phenomenal. From day one, it's been a family atmosphere. Guys, you know, have welcomed us in. I mean, guys take to one another and they play for one another. I mean, we're sacrificing for each other. That's what we've worked all year for. The blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into it. And you know, I mean, we're one step away. We've made it through a lot of ups and downs, and you know, we've still got a road ahead of us, but we're going to enjoy tonight.
This starting rotation has been absolutely incredible in the postseason. Do you guys feed off of each other?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, there's momentum. I mean, guys, we're in the dugout, we're in the clubhouse, we're on the field together. We're feeding off of one another, whether we do good or bad. You know, guys are right there picking one another up and you're just showing each other love, and that's what a good ball club does.
Doug, enjoy the celebration. Good luck in the World Series.
Thanks, Mario.
All right, Doug Fister and his comments tonight. Tigers a winner here. Mick, let's go back to you in the studio.
All right, Mario, thank you very much. And we should mention Delman Young has been named the ALCS MVP. His 2 home runs and 6 RBI in the series helped lead the way for the Tigers. But Johnny Peralta had to be a close second.
Yes.
I mean, didn't do a whole lot at the plate throughout the regular season, but he's hitting the ball as well as he has all year long here in these playoffs.
Well, this is his second part of the season here. The first part of the season, obviously, he was a former All-Star. He was an All-Star last year. Didn't have the kind of season that he would have liked to have coming off that All-Star year. But oh, did he perk up for this postseason. He has been coming up big. Johnny is starting to find that swing, too. He has been looking, when you're able to stay back on a 77-mile-per-hour changeup and drive it out to left center, tells me one thing. He's keeping that front shoulder locked, and he's driving balls and thinking to right center. This is the result of you having a really good approach when you think to the big part of the field, and Johnny Peralta got loose today, and what a good feeling for number 27.
Something else about Johnny Peralta, you talked about the year that he had this year. It wasn't a very good year after making the All-Star team last year, but he walked around with the same smile on his face every single day. And when I would talk to him around the batting cage, he would simply say to me, "Today is my day." And he went out there and gave them an honest effort every single day.
And let's not forget about his defense. I mean, very good. Especially in this series.
Well, he only made 7 errors during the course of the regular season, and the knock on him is he did not have great range. But you don't need to have great range if you catch everything that's hit to you. I will take that guy, Craig, every single day that catches every single play and accurately throws the ball across the diamond versus one of those athletic shortstops that's going to make 18, 19 errors a season and occasionally make that flashy play.
He makes the routine play, and at this level, that's what you don't want to give teams extra out. And give Johnny a lot of credit. He didn't have to have the ranges, like you said. He is a productive baseball player and a really good shortstop.
I hope they bring him back.
I do too.
Well, he's still got games to play for this Detroit Tigers team. His 12 hits, by the way, lead all players in this postseason. And back at Comerica Park, he's with John Keating.
Of all the stars that shined in a particularly bright fashion today, Johnny Peralta with a couple of bombs in this one. How good does this feel?
It feels really good, you know. This game is important today, and, you know, I feel in home play, aggressive home play, and, you know, the first home run to CC is unbelievable. I never hit it too good to him, but today is a good day to hit it, and it happened.
What'd you see against CC Sabathia? Because almost all of your lineup was getting to him.
You know, CC, he's a really good pitcher, you know, it's an unbelievable pitcher, but today he's working more with breaking ball. When he see a lot of guys in base, he's working with the breaking ball. So that's what happened. The first at bat, you know, he got me and strike out, and, you know, after that, when the home run coming, you know, it's coming with a breaking ball. So I'm waiting for the pitch, and it's happening.
All right, we know that you can hit home runs. Did the second one tonight surprise you a little bit?
It surprised me, you know, because I hit a line drive right there. You know, I don't know that the ball going right there, but I hit it pretty good.
All right, describe this feeling, being on this field with all these people staring at you as American League champs.
I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, there's a lot of fans here today. The fans being unbelievable. It's great, and they support the team, you know, and it's happened today, you know, it's really good.
Is this your best baseball moment?
One of the best, yeah. I think so, the best moment for me.
Take it all in.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's Johnny Peralta. There's a lot of heroes involving this Tigers team on this day. Nobody had a better day at the plate than JP. Nick?
All right, John, thank you very much. It's now time for our Miller Time moment of the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. And today it's the best moment from Game 4, the final out, completing the sweep of the mighty Yankees to put the Tigers into the World Series for the second time in the last 7 seasons. The Tigers and Yankees have met in the postseason just 3 times. Tigers have won them all. Up next, more from Comerica Park as the Tigers continue to celebrate their berth in the Fall Classic. We'll take you inside the clubhouse. More interviews from the field on the way as well. Tigers going to the World Series, everybody.
During Nissan's Bottom Line Sale.
Nick, the fireworks are going off over Papa Grande's shoulder. How much fun is this?
You know, it's my first time. You know, man, for me, it's awesome celebration here for all the nice friends I have right now here. And for the money I have it, the owner and everything, I feel so great. You know, I know everybody put the most you can for doing what they're doing right now, for go to the World Series.
This is why you came to Detroit, isn't it?
I think this is what I have best time for Detroit. I want to stay here because it's an enjoyable moment right now. I never feel something like this in all my career. And I mean, I played for a long time, but what the exciting moment is this right now. Taking a trophy for the American League is awesome.
You were warming up in the bullpen, didn't get a chance to come in tonight. How good do you feel going into the World Series? What kind of tweaks have you made?
You know, I'm working hard the last couple of days here. and I figured out exactly what I do wrong, and I'll be ready for the World Series. I mean, I feel that I saved the last game for winning.
All right, your team's gonna have a pretty good party tonight, I would guess.
Oh, how you know? Right now, I think it's a big party for Detroit.
All right, get on in there. There he's Papa Grande. He says he's fixed going into the World Series. That's great news for all Tiger fans.
Papa Grande's always having a good time. He's always having a good time. You don't need to encourage him to go have some fun. But let's talk about what maybe they can do with him over these next 5 days to get him in shape for the World Series.
I'll tell you one thing they can do. They can take some of the bench players, some of the role players, and they can have Papa Grande go out to the mound and simulate a game where he is out there and he is throwing just like game situation. The only thing that sometimes they don't like about this is that you're throwing against your own players, but they can get him ready by getting him out there in a simulated game, by going full bore and working on the mound.
Well, that'll be important for him too, Rod. He'll have to do that because obviously we hate facing our own pitchers, having that same old English D on your jersey. You don't want to face this guy, but he's going to have to find a way to simulate, hey, I'm in a big situation and I can go out and make some pitches.
Well, Gerald Laird manages all those Tigers pitchers expertly. Maybe he has a few ideas for Papa, but right now he's enjoying the moment with Mario Mpemba back down on the field.
All right, Mick, one of the key members of this Tiger team this year, giving Alex Avila a day off every now and then. Gerald Laird, who came up big, he's got his entire family here. Gee, let's talk about this feeling for you. Obviously, you played for the St. Louis Cardinals last year. You got a world championship. You got another chance to do that this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is what you prepare for every year when you start working out and go to spring training and to get a chance just to be in the game and win a championship. And it never gets old. I thought I was as more excited last year I've ever been. I think I topped it this year. I mean, just getting an opportunity to do it with a new team and another great group of guys and a great organization, I'm really excited.
Did you have an idea when you signed here with Detroit for the second time you might have a chance to do that this year?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I knew what the type of team they were putting together, and having Victor, and then they got the bad news, and then signing Prince, I knew they wanted it, and they were going out and trying to do whatever they can to have a chance for a championship. And as soon as they signed Prince, I'm like, wow, this could open the door for us again. And look at us. We're here. We have a chance. That's all we can ask for.
How important is it to share this with your entire family here?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, I'll never forget it the rest of my life. I'm sure they won't. She's missing school for this, and it's worth it, though. I mean, just to have them here, it's just unbelievable to experience it with my family.
So you go enjoy this with your family. Thanks very much. All right, Gerald Laird, Mick, back to you in the studio.
All right, Mario, thank you. Well, he could end up playing a big role against his former team in the World Series should the Cardinals get there. But up next, the celebration continues here on Tigers Live. We'll take you inside the Champagne Spraying Clubhouse. We'll hear from the players, and we'll start to turn our focus to the World Series. Yes, we can do that now when we come back.
Hey Detroit, get ready for the touchdown of tailgates because
released this very limited American League Championship World Series bat. The bat is laser engraved and hand painted. The cost $110 plus shipping and handling. You can get yours by calling 866-280-BATS or log on to BigTimeBats.com. Welcome back here into the Coliseum studio. Pistons basketball coming up next here on Fox Sports Detroit, but the celebration continues on Tigers Live. More from the clubhouse taking place in just a few minutes, but the Tigers, American League champions, the pennant will be raised shortly as they turn their attention to the World Series. Austin Jackson, a big part of the win today, hit one of 4 Tigers home runs in this one to put the final stake through those Yankees' hearts, and he's with Mario Mpemba as we send you back down to the field at Comerica.
All right, Mick, we've got Austin Jackson with us. What a year it has been for AJ, and AJ, you homer here in the final game in this series. Talk about what this experience is like for you, because this has been a career year for you and a nice way to cap it.
Oh, definitely. This has been amazing for all of us. You know, we battled hard this year. A lot of ups and downs we had, but you know, we stuck with it. We kept going out there, putting up the effort, and you know, look where we're at now. You know, we're in a good position, and we're just looking forward to the World Series.
It seemed like coming into this postseason, the Tigers really weren't given a whole lot of respect. It was always the other teams didn't get it done. Your pitching staff went out and did a great job. Tonight you scored a lot of runs. That had to be a good feeling.
It's definitely a good feeling. You know, when you're going up against one of the best pitchers in the game, you know, to get him early was a big key for us. And I think that was our approach. And Max was great tonight. You know, you can't ask for anything better out of him.
You know, when you look ahead now, you're going to the World Series. What is this experience going to be like for you? Because obviously it's the pinnacle of what you guys try and get to reach to, and now you're going to finally be there.
Oh man, this is what you work for. You know, all through the year, this is what you set your goals at, and to be able to finally get there, it's a great feeling for us.
Congratulations, Austin. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
All right, Mick, that's Austin Jackson, the catalyst of the offense this year. He's headed to the World Series. Let's go back to you.
2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI today. And Simo, you know this had to be just a little bit sweeter coming against his old team, the Yankees.
Oh, yeah, he feels good about this one. But Mario just said it. I mean, Austin Jackson has been the catalyst all year long. He's the guy at the top that gets that offense rolling, and he did that again today.
Unselfish player as well. I talked to Austin Jackson way back in spring training, and he said, Rob, the only thing that I want to accomplish this year is touch home plate 100 times. He was able to do that, and because he was able to do that, the Tigers won a lot of those games. He is turning himself into a bona fide superstar.
That he is. Time now, though, for John Keating to ruin another suit. The clubhouse doors have opened. The champagne is spraying, and he's caught up with Don Kelly.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is why you play the game.
This is why you play the game. It's unbelievable. This is what you dream about when you're a kid.
All right, your team made it look ultimately rather easy against the New York Yankees. You know what went into it. How tough was it?
Oh, it was tough. I mean, we got great starting pitching. They did a tremendous job, kept us in every game. You know, we didn't score a lot of runs till this last game, but they were unbelievable.
Little gift from Rick Porcello for you. All right, so now your team, it would seem, is going to have a little bit of a layoff. That's the last thing you want to think about.
We're not even worried about that. We're going to enjoy this win, enjoy the series win, and look forward to the World Series.
All right, for you personally, it's been, you know, kind of an up and down year. A night like this, make it all worth it.
That's why you play the game. You know, it's a long road to get to the big leagues. You still got to keep battling, and this is why you do it.
All right, get back in there.
Thanks, John.
There's Don Kelly. Mick, back to you.
All right, John, thank you very much. Up next, back to the ballpark we go. More with John and Mario. We'll bring you more interviews from the clubhouse as well when we return to the Coliseum studio following this pennant-clinching night for the Detroit Tigers. Once again, in case you're just joining us, the Tigers, if you haven't heard, are going to the World Series. 8-1 the final today. They complete the sweep of the New York Yankees in the American League Championship Series. And even though he was relegated to a role as a reliever in the postseason, Rick Porcello was a big part of the Tigers' run during the regular season. They don't win that Central Division without him. He's enjoying it as much as anybody, and he's with Mario Mpemba, or pardon me, John Keating, as we send you inside the Tigers clubhouse.
Is there anything that tastes better than victory champagne or whatever else you might have in your hand at the moment?
Not right now. Nothing tastes better. It's unbelievable. It's a great feeling. Happy for the city of Detroit and obviously our guys. It's unbelievable.
Your team had gone through its share of ups and downs, especially based on the expectations at the beginning of the year, almost unfair expectations. This has to make it all the more sweet.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you play for. I mean, the expectations, you know, for us, it's a good thing. That means we got a chance, and we were able to deliver that and answer the call, and it's a great feeling.
You're in the goofy position of now being a long reliever. I guess it's your fondest hope that you don't have to pitch in the World Series, and yet you want to at the same time.
Trust me, I want to get in there more than anything, but in my position right now, I'm hoping our guys throw shutouts every time. You know, I'm not going to pitch, but that means we're going to win probably. So that's awesome. I mean, I'm just the staff did a great job, and position players, it was awesome.
You're a starting pitcher, and yet your staff, your rotation right now is on an unbelievable roll, particularly with what's at stake.
Yeah, I mean these past two series, Oakland and New York, I mean, you're not going to see better pitching than what they put out there. I mean, all the way through from Justin, you know, Sanchez, Pfister, and Max. I mean, they did a heck of a job. I mean, it's really unbelievable in postseason baseball to go out there and put the numbers that they did. It's incredible. It was a pleasure to watch.
All right, last one. Who has more fun than the Detroit Tigers after a win?
Nobody.
Mick?
He nailed it. He knew the answer to that question, no question about that. Well, the Tigers allowed just 2 hits today, the fewest they've ever allowed in a playoff game. It was also the fewest the Yankees have ever had in a postseason game, and they've played in a lot of them. Octavio Dotel did his part today, pitching a scoreless 8th inning, and back at the ballpark, he's with Mario Mpemba.
Mick, we've got Octavio Dotel, and Octavio, boy, what a culmination of this season. You got a chance to pitch in this ball game here tonight. As a bullpen, you guys were terrific all season long. Welcome to Detroit. This has got to be a great feeling for you.
I mean, unbelievable feeling right now. Thanks God for everything, for the opportunity I have this year, you know, and being over here is unbelievable for me. It's something that priceless, that I don't know how to explain that to you. For me to be here in the World Series again.
You played with the St. Louis Cardinals in the World Series last year. You got a ring. How much is that experience can you share with your teammates?
I mean, they already know, because I was talking all year around about how nice it is to be a champion And thanks God, you know, we come through, and now we're here. Hopefully, I one day have the same feeling I have last year to be a champion, and hopefully, you know, they get that because they all deserve that because they a great teammates, great guys, great group of guys. I mean, it's unbelievable how good I am right now and how exciting I am right now.
Octavio, 13 different major league teams. What is your impressions of playing here in Detroit? Obviously, you've got a chance to win another world championship here, but what about these fans that are playing in this city?
I mean, these fans, they support us all year round. We got over 3 million fans. That's thank you. We all appreciate that because this is something that you don't see in every ballpark. And sharing this with them is unbelievable. And I personally appreciate them, the support they give us all year round, and the love they showing up all year round. So thanks to fans of Detroit Tiger, and hopefully we go through all the way through.
Go enjoy this with your family. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's Octavio Dotel, Mick, an important part of the back end of the Tigers bullpen. He will be in the World Series with all that experience as well. Let's go back to you.
Another world champion with the Cardinals along with Gerald Laird last season, and Jim Leyland said many times throughout the course of the season they didn't have a rah-rah team. But if there's a rah-rah guy in that clubhouse, it might be Dotel.
There's no doubt about that. About 3 weeks before the season was over, Dotel challenged his entire team. He said, you guys need to play with a little bit more sense of urgency. You don't feel like you're hungry enough. And I think his team kind of heard that because he put it out there in the media. And as soon as he said those words, they kind of stepped up there in the month of September and took over the division.
Sometimes you need that, don't you, Chris?
Yeah, there's got to be a leader in the clubhouse. There's got to be somebody that steps up and say, hey, guys, listen, we're better than what we're doing. We've got to go out and put it on the line. And Dotel was that guy this year.
All right, we're not done with Tigers Live just yet. Coming up next, we'll discuss what the Tigers do over the next 5 days. We'll check back in with Mario Pemba and John Keating as well. And we celebrate one more time on the World Series or Bust final take when we come back.
Miguel Cabrera has won the first Triple Crown in 45 years. To honor this illustrious achievement,
beginning Wednesday in either St. Louis or San Francisco, as we just mentioned. But we're not done enjoying this one just yet. John Keating and Mario Pemba join us once again from the ballpark. And Mario, in a season with so much promise, it sure does feel good to have a chance to play for a World Series again.
It does, and we harkened back, I guess, to 2006 when we had this feeling the last time John Keating, and I'm looking at this microphone. This is the microphone that John Keating took into the locker room following the victory here. There's a lot of champagne out of Keystone. What was it like in the locker room?
We're not, you know, look at the two of us. We are, I think, now playoff veterans that we know how to avoid most of the brunt of the spray, I think, because we've been around the block a little bit. But it was nuts in there, as you'd expect it to be. You saw some of that already on Fox Sports Detroit. This is a team, as Rick Porcello has told you, they know how to celebrate.
And it's a good thing we're able to avoid the champagne with our hairlines. That is a very good thing. But let's talk about this.
What's that about?
Let's talk about this team piece. Obviously, this is a team that has gotten this far on the strength of their pitching. And again, Max Scherzer was outstanding. Has it surprised you at all the Tigers have pitched as well as they have in the postseason?
Well, you know, with the numbers that they have put up, yes, that's surprising. I mean, we knew that this group was really, really good. Some of it has to be attached to the fact that the Yankees really can't hit at all right now. They're going through a really tough, they were going through a really tough stage now that they're done. But some of that has to be attached to the Tigers starting pitching, and the top four with Porcello in reserve if need be, absolutely scintillating, and that's the reason why I would think that the Tigers are probably the favorites whoever they play in the World Series.
Here's one thing I feel really good about, and that's the fact the Tigers broke out offensively in this game. 16 hits. They really needed to do that in my mind. And one of the things we saw was Johnny Peralta coming through and kind of an unsung hero in this entire series.
Well, I think in all the bumps that the team had during the course of the season, I mean, Fielder and Cabrera, and to a degree Austin Jackson, were absolutely fine. It was 5 through 9 that had lots of people sort of scratching their heads, and Johnny Peralta was one of those guys that they're sort of waiting to sort of break out, and maybe he was just saving his best for last, because in the American League Championship clinching game, he was superb. A couple of home runs, and the Tigers won it big.
Do you have one more celebration in you?
Absolutely. I gotta figure out which suit I can sacrifice to a World Championship celebration, but we're certainly willing to contribute that to the cause.
We are indeed. Mick, it's been a great night here at the ballpark. Let's go back to you now, the Call Sam Studios.
All right, guys, thank you so much. And it's great the series is over, but now the wait, 5 days until Game 1 of the World Series. Craig, you went through this in 2006, and you guys were never the same after that. No. What can you do during the layoff to stay sharp?
Well, you heard Jim talk about it. He said they're going to do something. They've got a better plan. Well, we didn't have a plan. It was one of those things where baseball, since spring training, you haven't had 5 or 6 days off. You've been on the grind every single day. They're going to have to try to figure something out to where they're getting guys to come pitch. They got to find that intensity. They've got to take a lot of batting practice. They're going to have to do so many things to stay sharp because, you know, baseball is a game of repetition. You're used to doing it every day.
Right, Cardinals have a 2-1 lead in the National League Championship Series, but you look at the Giants, you look at St. Louis. Who do you think is the better matchup for the Tigers right now?
Right now, I don't think it really matters who the Tigers play. They are on such a roll right now with their starting pitching. Their offense came to life today. Their bullpen has gotten itself kind of sorted out. They're playing with a tremendous amount of confidence, led by one of the best managers in baseball. It's their year to win the World Series.
Justin Verlander will be the Game 1 starter on the road because Justin Verlander blew up in the American League All-Star game at Kansas City and cost the AL home field advantage. How determined do you think he'll be to get it back?
Well, it doesn't really matter where Justin Verlander pitches these days. He is simply the best pitcher on the planet. If they had a higher league, he would simply be in that league, and he might be the only person in that league by himself. That's just how good he is. So I don't think it matters one bit.
I got his back, too, because I know he's going to have an opportunity. I don't now. He has the opportunity. I hope it's St. Louis, because he'll get a chance to go out and punish them the way we should have punished them in 2006.
Oh, so you're looking for a little redemption.
Yes,
is what you want to get that off your back.
Yes.
All right, well, that's it. Part of your face is off. You have the better part of a week to recover before we do this all over again. The Detroit Tigers sweep the New York Yankees to win the American League pennant. They are World Series bound, and so are we. Tigers Live will be with you before and after every game of the Fall Classic. The Pistons and Heat coming up next year on Fox Sports Detroit. For Rod Allen and Craig Monroe, I'm Mickey York. We'll leave you now with the final take. Thanks for watching. We're going to the World Series, kids!
Let's party.
Yes, sir.
And Alex Rodriguez and Curtis Granderson both pulled from the starting lineup again today. They did pinch hit a combined 0 for 3. First inning, runners at the corners, and Delman Young, who else, slaps ones to right. Scores Omar Infante. It was 1-0 Tigers. 3-0 in the fourth. Infante aboard, and Miguel Cabrera finally going to dial long distance in the postseason. A 2-run shot. Tigers had a 4-0 lead, and it ignited a 4-run fourth inning. A little bit later, again one on, and Johnny Peralta is going to go deep. Same direction, same result. 2 more, it was 6-0. Tiger starter Max Scherzer, sensational for 5 2/3, a playoff career-high 10 strikeouts. He gave up just 1 hit and a 1-run, and 2 hits. All came in the 6th before leaving up 6-1. Then in the 7th, Austin Jackson going deep as well. No doubt about this solo shot to make it 7-1, and then for good measure, Johnny Peralta, his second blast of the game. And as that cleared the wall, let the celebration begin. The Tigers take the game 8-1, the series 4-zip. Detroit headed to the World Series for the 11th time in franchise history. That begins Wednesday in either St. Louis or San Francisco. Delman Young named series MVP. Mike Ilitch, as you saw, hoisting the American League Championship trophy. Second time in 7 years. Our Jack Dole's one of the fortunate few to be part of that locker room celebration. And he joins us now live from Detroit with a postgame report. Hi, Jack.
Yeah, Larry, you know, in 2006, Justin Verlander was a young pitcher with a bright future, got to play in the World Series, but the team did not win. Well, now he's got a chance to get that ring, and he, like everybody else on this team, very excited for this opportunity.
It's different because in 2006 things were a whirlwind, and you know, it was almost easy, and it seemed like we would do that every year. Been quite the awakening since then, and realized I think I have a better appreciation for how tough it is to get here, and that makes it all the sweeter.
You've been in this game a while. Have you ever seen a starting pitching staff do what this one's done here in the playoffs?
No, I have not, and I don't think that anybody really probably in present day can say, because they're as dominating as a staff so far in the postseason as you have seen. Now, the key to be is going to continue to keep them in stride going into the next round. But they all have quality stuff. None of them are where they're overworked. You can see they're all healthy and ready to go. So we'll be prepared for the next round, but they're throwing the ball great.
Did it mean a lot to you to have Skipper send you out to the mound again in the 9th inning there to close this out, to close out the American League Championship Series?
It was pretty cool. It was awesome. For him to have that kind of confidence in me is just great.
Is your glove okay? Because you gave it a pretty good whack on the ground there.
She's a beaut, ain't she? She's a beaut.
An ecstatic Phil Koch pitched the last 2 innings. Think about this. Curtis Granderson did not was not in the starting lineup tonight. He's been horrible in the postseason. Think about that trade when the Tigers sent Granderson to the Yankees. They got Phil Koch, pitched the last 2 innings. They got Austin Jackson, hit that home run. He's been phenomenal in center field. And they also got Max Scherzer as part of that deal. It was a 3-way trade with Arizona. All 3 of those guys, very key parts in this Tigers American League pennant. And now they're headed back to another World Series. Who are they going to play, Larry? What do you think?
Well, right now it certainly looks like the Cards, Jack. ALCS in St. Louis about to take a 3-1 lead. They are up 8-1 on the Giants now. John Jay, Matt Holliday, 2 RBI each. Cardinals blowing it open again. They can take a commanding 3-game-to-1 lead tonight.